It's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is the new airfield map. For all intents and purposes, in my opinion, it's essentially a new map. It really is. They've changed it quite a bit. There's still a brawl in the mid-north area. There's still some light tank-esque stuff up in the north. The south is very different. There's no hill that you're peeking over going hold down. It's more of a depression, but there are hills on either side. And there's some new play area down in the south. It's quite a different map. And it struck me as I was playing this particular match, one of the first ones I had, and the first one from this side, from the east spawn, that when the maps are new and change or new maps come out, the game is pretty fun. It really is. I mean, it's a fun game anyway. Obviously, played a lot. But when there's new maps, it can really be a lot of fun trying to figure them out because the meta has not metastasized on the map yet. And to some extent, sometimes you just get lucky in terms of what the enemy team's doing. But I'd never been to the south on this map. I only had played from the other side, so I thought I'd check it out. And it turned out to be a pretty good game. If you just play understanding the mechanics of the game, this looks like a nice hold down spot with some cover. So let's, camouflage. Let's take a look. There's the castle over there in the south, so that looked interesting. And in the past, this particular push would have got to the middle, and there was a big hill here. Although this particular map just plays so much bigger. I believe it's expanded in both directions, in my opinion. There's no big hill right here anymore. This is pretty crazy. Look how far back the cap is. Remember, you used to sit on the cap and snipe that middle hill. Now you got this great big open area. You can see into the kind of north-middle brawl a little bit here, some of the cavern openings for the caves. You can see across this big ridge line. You've got guys crossing over to the south over there. So I've got a couple mediums gone that way. TD's backing them up, and I'm in the middle. And we'll just see if we can figure out some ways to get some shots in here. Like, all right, this is interesting. Take a look around. Got an Iron Arnie over there. Can I see them? No, not really. They'd have to come around the corner. Back out of this. Let's see if maybe we can reposition and get some shots. Proto's moving up. I see the Kunze Panzer. So there we go. We've got some guys lit. And then I noticed this little spot. Little road coming up and over, but nice hold down spot. There's no camo here, but got some nice hold down situations. We'll focus shot at that guy and take 346 off the Object 430. That's nice. Looks like he's trying to figure out too. He's like, I don't know, let me just drive down this road. Will anybody drive down that road in the next 5 or 6 months when it metastasizes? Probably not, guys. Probably not a great idea to go down that particular road when dudes can be up here doing the hold down snipe-a-lang a ding-dang thing. So, note to self, watch that road. I was thinking about heading south, but then I noticed the 430. Old Chub Fingers is moving up. Alright, somebody lit me, not sure who. Oh, Bat Chat 12T. Very nice. Okay, he's ridge surfing over there, doing scout stuff. Prototype has now got the 430 in his face. See how that goes. A little bit worried about being shot from the left side. Whoa. Okay, back out. Nope, don't want to highlight myself. Somebody thumps the 430, very nice. So there's a rock there. Looks like you can kind of work that area. The 430 makes an aggressive push. He's probably trying to figure the map out. And more than likely, his game was cut short based on lack of map knowledge, right? We're being a little more careful. He decided to be aggressive. Thought, hey, maybe I can get up there, get up underneath these guys. I got snipers back there and see what I can do. But it looks like that would have been a great shot. Looks like it wasn't a fantastic move on his part. Not too worried about the 12T. If he shows his face, hopefully I can get a shot on him. So I'm going to come up here and investigate this. I know nothing about the shot lanes right there. It doesn't look like it's working. Now what I'm about to do here, I don't think is going to work very well once the meta is established because I'm just up here on this hill exposed. They don't seem to have a whole bunch of guys on the ridge. And you'll notice that we've had mediums push around to the south here. So this is one of the reasons why I feel this is relatively safe. But I don't know what sight lines there are from this area. It looks like from their cap and the sniper hills behind, notice that the draw ring is so far out there, they'd have to be a little closer up in this stuff. And at least it seems like to me there's nobody there. Mostly because the T-28 prototype poked around that corner multiple times and didn't get shredded. Like if there had been a TD, I would say, camping in this area up here, probably this guy would be missing a bunch more hit points. But it looks like they did not put anyone in similar positions that myself and the prototype got into. 430 did, but he crossed and then got killed pushing up on the other side. Iron Arnie fell back. Somebody did shoot me from that direction. That was interesting. I'm assuming it might have been the 12T. So we'll fold back in here. There's the Iron Arnie. I'd like to get into this cover so he doesn't shoot me. And then we're going to see, I did get spotted by something. Iron Arnie, maybe the 12T. Come over here and see what we can do. Oh, geez, found that guy. That hurt. All right, walked right into the Malshin. Didn't realize he was sitting there, obviously. Tried to track him. Nope, all right, he's moving again. BK's pushing him. He's looking at us, so I'm going to let him sit there for a while. That will frustrate people. Don't give them shots they don't deserve. Nice. Prototype thumps him, and we'll try to sneak down underneath that weak lower plate, and we get one in there with our heat. Kind of working against our poor Caliban there. Working against our poor prototype a little bit, getting in his way. And I'm looking at it thinking, all right, what do I want to do? Do I want to push into 4 tanks? Should I go around the outside with a 268? There's still some campers back there. We don't know where the WT is, unsure where he is, so I'm not going to go around him. Let's just kind of work this inner area here, and I'll help this prototype with his little push. I like the alpha on this AAT-60. It's 320 or something like that, so for a medium, it hits pretty hard. Good gun depression, okay turret. Get up in here. Can we hit this dude? Bit of a hasty shot. I didn't want to sit there too long, though, because that Tiger II was going to get a piece of me. If we get this Caliban out, we can start working these other guys. Like, nope. Emil's looking at me. No thank you. Boom. Caliban dead. Alright. Looks like the Proto's going to take the high spot, so we'll move over here underneath and start working these guys. Sneak a shot. Nice high roll at 350 on the Tiger II's lower plate. Getting rid of the Emil would be a good idea now. Those guys shot. I'm just going to go. I'm going to cross over here. Shoot this dude. Okay, he got a piece of me. Got another piece of me. Thank goodness he did not have a third shell ready. So he's on a reload. And we'll just break down this defense with this guy. There we go. And they're getting folded around. They're in big trouble. We got guns from every direction. Try to get a sneaky shot on this one. Nope. Terrible aim. Crit damage. Did get some assist, it looks like. Nope, no assist. Nothing for me. Just a critical. E50. Maybe we can hit this dude. Boom. Back out. Nice. WT's up in the north. Looks like their GSOR and TS5 have pushed all the way around us. Poor decision on their part. I guess they're very sneaky, but they're also very out of position. I see the WT, but he's behind some stuff. Can't really find a highlight on her. The Batchat has managed to live. Charfuter is going in there. There he is, but no quite shot. I do not quite have a shot. They've done a decent job. It's not exactly evened up, but they've taken a couple of us out. And we're all just, look at all these tanks just, mine? We'll try. Like, yeah, I'll ignore him. Let's go this way. Nothing I can do with them. They do have a guy in cap, though. Very interesting. And now I'm a little bit concerned. Like, what if they put 2 here? Drive up on something. I'm like, all right, let's see if we can get a shot on him. Okay, sweet. HE 60 damage. Thanks, HE. Oh, good. How? No idea. Batchat's moving around. They did get 2 on. That's not great. So we kind of need to get aggressive and get in here. I don't know how that hit. Another HE shot for 217, so clearly not a pin. That was fantastic. We get 3 on, which is going to ensure that we cap faster. It should be enough. Maybe the DZT can get a highlight on this guy. Doesn't matter. We hit him. 1 more shot. Hey! I got it back, fellas. I got the HE shot back. 454 on the last one. We end up with a victory. Pretty non-standard. I don't think that's really going to be the meta on this map. Maybe it is. I suppose if you win the South and are able to fold around them, that's fairly meta. Or will be. But how we got there, I'm not sure. Very interesting. What have you guys seen on this map? Kind of similar to this. You get mediums in the South, heavies up in the Brawl. Is that what you're seeing here? What I think I'm most curious about is where the TDs are going to start setting up, because there's a lot of wide open room and there does appear to be a lot of TD spots, and some are going to be better than others. So it'll be very interesting, because once the TDs start locking down lanes, that's where things get trickier and less fluid. This was a pretty fluid game. Nobody really knows much about the map. I think a lot of us drove in places that you won't be able to really drive that much in the near future. We'll see how it goes. So far, I like it. I don't see any huge imbalances, but you rarely do. The gamers are going to figure it out. They're going to start going places, doing things. The next thing you know, this could be the most imbalanced map in the entire game. Unknown at the moment, but it is a fact, at least in my opinion, in my experience, that the maps are pretty fun initially. When everyone's trying to figure it out, and some weird plays get made, and all you're doing is using your best World of Tanks judgment and gameplay in a new map, essentially. And I like that. And I wish there were more maps coming out all the time in World of Tanks. I wish they changed old maps all the time. That would be great. That would be fantastic. There does seem to be a decent amount of cover. There does seem to be a lot to do based on how big this thing is. It plays big. It feels big right now, anyway. I think it'll start to feel smaller when the lanes get locked down. But right now, there seems to be a lot to do for everybody. That's all I've got. Have a great one. See ya.